overseas, transported by mosquitoes and fleas to where you live. So lock yourself in your house with your wife and your kids. You're such a bitch, somebody probably made you out of a rib. My arrest record just scratches the surface of what I did. My bid locked me up and brought my life to an end. I was forgotten, abandoned by my bitches and friends. You don't want beef with people like me, so don't pretend. I'll resurrect your aborted baby and kill it again. You get no props in hip-hop like feminine men. I'm iller than any plague God gave Moses to send. You wanna make amends, cause I'm the reason that the earth shakes. Burying your fam like Central American earthquakes. Immortal technique.
Hey, what's good, y'all? What's good? A car video today. I figured I actually I did this a couple of times, like on my phone during that long time when I didn't post, but then I ended up I just like scrapped those videos, but then like the concept I kind of liked, so here we go. Here's another car video. I'll edit some of that like building that I saw earlier that I recorded. I'll put that in there. See, like, no matter what you guys think about the economy or whatever you want to say, people are still building, man. Like, those were a lot of like 3 to 5 bedroom homes apparently that, you know, they're building like neighborhoods, man, like, you know, families and shit. So regardless of what they say, you know, they're still building those, at least in that area. Like, that was like kind of suburbia, or at least they were trying to turn it into suburbia where that was. So, you know, and you guys that are from that type of living. But yeah, like, I'm more of like countryside kind of, I realized, and I drove through there recently too. Like, I might, that's maybe another video, I'll show you some of that. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to talk about today. I think I posted earlier today, but I don't know when I'm gonna end up putting this one up, but like, I guess I just wanted to talk about, like, I just feel like something ultimately, I don't know why I say this personally, but ultimately, I think we in general failed in terms of like war in Europe. I'll probably have a few of these videos on this Russia thing before it's all said and done, maybe several, depending on how long it goes, the whole conflict, and how much they really end up trying to take. But yeah, I just feel like we failed as in general, because I do feel that the whole, like I was saying in the last video, the whole mentally subconscious, or whatever you want to call it, like the ether, metaphysical or not, whatever you want to call it, I do feel like there was a whole, people were clearly agitated, obviously. I mean, if you guys are in the United States, even if you're not in the United States, if you're in all of these other places, you know, not even in just in the Western world, like, even I had people were watching my channel from Brazil and shit, man. Like, from even, so apparently even if you're in Brazil, even if you're in, you know, even if like you're in the Eastern nations, apparently, you know, there's strife going on in a lot of places. And in the United States, it might be to a pretty high degree comparatively, because we do have like one of the biggest wealth gaps. And I know apparently, well, when I was watching a like little thing on YouTube, it was like, it said the greater the wealth gap, the more the internal strife in the country, which makes sense. I mean, literally, if you drive to one area code, it's nice, and the next area code, it's bad. Not so much like in the suburbs here, but like when you go more to the city, that's kind of how it is more. Not necessarily in the suburbs or the country as much, unless like you're at the end of the city, and then at the end of the city, you might see like, you know, some rural poverty there. Shit, I saw that, a few days ago. But yeah, yeah, but basically the collective subconscious, there was strife. There was strife, definitely. It was not at peace, not even close to peace, because you could argue technically there's like chaos at all times and all of that stuff, but it definitely was not even close to peace, we'll just say that. So yeah, it spilled over. There you go, there's war. And that's unfortunate, and yeah, I just feel like, and then even within people's like personal lives too, like I said in the last video, friend groups might have been dissipated, and those may never come back. I mean, it is what it is. People left work, like, I don't know, like the sense of despair or whatever. I don't know if we're in depression. Personally, I don't like to think that way, but like just looking at the numbers though, I mean, obviously you guys like know the numbers like I do, and we've discussed that in other videos. Just economically, this is probably, but you saw him building though, right? You saw him building, so, you know, people are still building, right? But, yeah, so I don't want to, like, economics wasn't necessarily the point of this video, but, yeah, that's, you know, that's kind of what I wanted to say. I mean, ultimately, I think we failed, because, I mean, things spilled over into war. Who knows how long this conflict will go on, but, yeah, man. And then also family lives, too. Like, I had that video, eviscerated families. See, even that might not be recovered, you know, in a lot of cases, so that is not, it's not good, you know. I feel like ultimately, you know, he failed, so some things may never be recovered, and now people died already, so, you know, that's war for you. It's not good. And then, like, some of them, like, a lot of them were civilians, and then there were children, and then obviously the other things about war going on. So that's definitely war. And yeah, so yeah, I guess I just wanted to say, well, you know, ultimately, you know, things are lost. And like I said that before in terms of like other things, like maybe technology or something, but you know, now lives were lost. And yeah, that's a big conflict, and I wonder how long it's gonna drag on. That one's gonna hopefully doesn't drag on longer than my videos. But yeah, because I remember World War. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here soon, but like literally World War I, they all said it was gonna be a short little war. Even some people called it like a splendid little war, because that's what I learned in history class. We were looking at the letters people wrote each other. Some people literally said it would be a splendid little war. And then people were kind of more in tune with nature back then too. Not saying, to me, I don't think war is probably good at all, but there was probably that same tension that we felt, like especially 2020 onward. They probably had that back then too, like right before war broke out, to me. I mean, I don't know if war is good. Just look all the documentaries and even just the video games I played, man. Like, I'd rather simulate war. Like, let's say you do like a business or something and people say like it's like war or whatever. I mean, it really isn't. I mean, come on, like it's not really. At best it's like simulating that if you really want to go that way, and like that's not kind of how I want to do things personally if I end up doing that whole route of things. But like some people, that's what some people talk about it like. When I was, you know, my YouTube days back in the day, when I was just like, what is it, business, etc., like they said it was like similar to that, and I was like, really? I really don't think that's the case. I mean, 300 plus people already died like in 4 days in Ukraine, so I don't think business is similar at all. But you know, metaphors are what they are. But and similes. But yeah, I mean, so I don't think war is good at all, but I'm pretty sure there was that same, probably back then, there was like that whole, and then all these sanctions that, okay, I'll just wrap it up here, but like this is probably going to be another video, all these sanctions that hit Russia. Like, remember back when Germany had to pay reparations after World War I, and like how that shattered their whole, like, the whole generation of men. And women too. I mean, you know, like all the women who we're talking about who are like 30 now, and they're like, oh, there's no available guys because all the dudes are poor with like Peter Pan syndrome, man. It just is what it is. Like, and don't think it was any better like during that period in Germany before they went to World War II. So all these sanctions Russia's facing, man, and Putin has a long memory. So, but yeah, that's honestly gonna be it for this one. You know, I don't want to like I said, metaphors and similes. You can't really like make analogies like that. So those words, just take them for what they are. Like, that's not a prediction necessarily. That's just me talking, if anything. I definitely hope that doesn't happen. It's definitely not trying to be prophecy. But yeah, so there we go. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Peace out. Hopefully Ectocar video and those things I showed you in the beginning. Alright, catch y'all later.